Yeah, Thursday I tried to talk about Heritage Day. That was going to be the next day, and Heritage Day has come and gone. And listen, truth be told, I kind of prepared a recovery kind of thing, a recovery Heritage Day kind of monologue. I don't write, just so you know, I don't write notes, little bullet points. And I looked up the origins of Heritage Day before it was Shaka Day, to remember the great Zulu warrior, the great Zulu leader, Shaka. And heritage, I saw the definition. Heritage Day is to remember and honor the different cultures, the different heritages that make up the fabric of South African society. And then I went on, and then I realized I stopped there. I thought, you know what, Damon? Quit while you're ahead. You can't talk about something that you're not really that passionate about. Didn't give it a hell of a lot of thought, this Heritage Day. Am I supposed to feel bad? Be honest, did you give Heritage Day much of a thought? I saw some little kids all dressed up like in kind of like loinclothy Zulu kind of tribal outfits. Very, very cute. Thank you, adults. Thank you, adults, for not doing it as well. Just the only people that can put on those outfits is little kids, and Jacob Zuma used to do it. I think King Goodwill Zwelithini, Avashalom, he used to do it as well. Maybe one or two other people. But just leave it for the kids. You know, only kids can wear Crocs, and only kids can dress up in those loinclothy Shaka Zulu outfits, because that's cute. You know, we don't all have the bodies for it. Yeah, you know where I'm going. You know. Oh, Johnny Clegg, Avashalom. Johnny Clegg, he used to wear that. But even Johnny, Avashalom, he knew in latter years, and in the last 10 years of his career, last 10, 15 years, he didn't do that as much. He knew he wasn't, he maybe didn't have the body anymore. Could still dance. Oh God, I miss Johnny Clegg. Speaking of heritage, I miss Johnny Clegg. I read one of his postings, one of his last postings on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about his treatment and about how his farewell tour has been postponed and it'll carry on in a few months' time, and how he's in remission, and then I saw postings from his children, because it's been a year, or has it been 2 years? So I think it's been a year since Johnny Clegg passed away, and I saw, yeah, and I felt so sad, man. Felt so sad. Anyway, enough about me. President Ramaphosa gave a speech, and he called on Heritage Day, and he called on, what did he say? He called for an end to corruption this Heritage Day. He addressed the country. He called for South Africans to reject all acts of corruption. Ramaphosa has reiterated that public servants should not be involved in criminal acts. But here is the thing. Who does President Ramaphosa think his audience is? In terms of corruption, in terms of the bigger picture, who is crippling the country financially in terms of corruption? The average person on the streets who maybe does something a little bit corrupt. Let's think of something that we do that maybe the average South African does that maybe is a bit corrupt. We try not to pay our tax straight away. So we eventually pay our tax, but maybe we leave it for a while. What else? What else? Oh, geez, I can't. You get stopped by a traffic officer because maybe you don't have your license, and you smile, yada yada yada. Yeah, that's where you get out of paying the fine. in some way. You pay a bribe, yeah, that's bad. That's bad. That is corruption. That is bad. But it's not the kind of corruption that is causing massive, massive problems. I'm not responsible for 2 billion rand disappearing. The average South African is not responsible for billions and billions and billions and billions of rand disappearing and being unaccounted for. We're not responsible. So I think, President Ramaphosa, when you talk about corruption and you want to tell whoever not to act corrupt, I think that should be at your NEC meetings. You know, when you have your little meetings with the top 6 or the top 7 or whatever you call yourselves, when you sit down with cabinet, you sit down with various role players, various parastatals, Eskom, SABC. I think then they talk about corruption. That's the way I see it. I mean, it's a bit embarrassing. I mean, you got rid of Health Minister Zweli Mkhize, but what's going on? Are there criminal charges against him? If you have not pressed, if there are no criminal charges laid against former Health Minister Zweli Mkhize, then how can you then still stand there and tell us about do not be corrupt? Halloi? Huh? Yeah. Okay. So what happened? Over the last couple of days, and I can't pinpoint the exact day. Suddenly, I saw a story that former President Jacob Zuma has spent his first day of freedom at in Nkandla. He was released from a Johannesburg hospital. They don't say which Johannesburg hospital. Who knows? And they were going to do major celebrations. They were going to slaughter a couple of bulls. The bulls are relieved. I mean, if you're a bull in Nkandla, you're looking over your shoulder. You're looking over your shoulder every day. I mean, imagine you're a bull with your buddies and you're grazing in Nkandla. You hear the whispers that Msholozi is going to be released. You know your days are numbered. Then you see Msholozi arriving, you think, okay, well, that's a tickets, Yeshkadal. But then apparently, they say, I shouldn't say the word apparently, Jacob Zuma is not well enough, he is not the same man. Apparently he's lost his charm, he's lost his energy, he's not in the mood for a party. So, no slaughtering of the bulls. Shoo. That was a bull. Just that was a sigh of relief. No slaughtering of the bulls. So we don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's in charge of the party organizer, the events coordinator, and Mkandla. Are they going to still do a thing? When Jacob Zuma's feeling a little bit better, maybe they'll have a party. But you know what? He was released on medical parole, which according to the definition, you're terminally ill. So perhaps no party. Perhaps no party. So we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. Because the corruption trial of Jacob Zuma and Thales, the French arms company, that's going on. There's always a case within a case, so they're trying to get rid of get the state prosecutor Billy Downer recused from the case, because on the grounds that Billy Downer is too personally involved in the case. He's been he's been hunting like Elie Wiesel. He's been hunting like he's a Nazi hunter, like Elie Wiesel. He's been hunting Jacob Zuma now for 20 years, and he's lost all impartiality, his bias, according to Jacob Zuma's lawyers. I think, is it Dali Mpofu or one of his, who knows? I suppose Dali Mpofu. And Professor Stephen Friedman said something interesting on Facebook. I didn't read the whole article, but the first paragraph was, I'm a bit confused, he said. Now, Stephen Friedman is confused, and yo, what chances have I got? Shouldn't a prosecutor be biased? Shouldn't a prosecutor have some partiality? Because he wants to prosecute somebody. So surely a prosecutor should have a negative attitude towards the person he's prosecuting. What, it can't all be objective and impartial, la-di-da, la-di-da, huh? So there we are. I don't know what kind of a case they got against Billy Downer. We'll watch that. We'll watch that. So most of the political parties, they released their manifestos for the local elections. Local elections, 1st of November. Do you ever read these manifestos? Has anybody got an interesting, exciting manifesto that nobody else is also manifesting? Yes, I want to... Oh, excuse me, itchy nose today. Busy scratching my nose constantly, sorry. Good, you're going to be good service. It's going to be reliable services. It's going to be hardworking, open and transparent local government. Service delivery going to be tip tops. I think that's like the general rhetoric of all these political parties. I think the EFF came up with something a little bit different. Okay, what are they promising? Okay, promising to root out corruption. This is the EFF. Redistribute land. Now, what is redistributing land got to do with local municipal elections? Tax the wealthy to provide for the poor. Well, that's funny because Julius Malema, that means yourself. You're wealthy. How did you get so wealthy? VBS Bank. Don't know. Congress of the People suddenly woke up from their coma. Oh, local election. Musia Lakota suddenly woke up. Somebody shook him out of his coma. Don't know if you can really shake somebody out of a coma, but it's just a figure of speech. So Congress of the People, also known as COPE. COPE, what an ironic name, COPE, because they haven't coped. So they launched their manifesto as well. Okay, I'll be honest with you, didn't read it. Are you one of these people that look at all these manifestos? Nah, you gotta get a life. And then I saw a funny thing. I don't know whether this is a propaganda or a smear campaign. Some guy, some person who has funded Action SA, and there's Action SA. Oh, I can't keep up with the names of the parties. Musimani Imani's party and Herman Mashaba's party. Apparently, according to this article, the same person has financed these two parties and actually not coerced, but encouraged or got Herman Mashaba and Musi Maimani to lead these parties. Is this just somebody who wants to just oppose the ANC? Well, bring, I don't know, just give some kind of another alternative to the Democratic Alliance. We'll have to examine that a bit closer. I'm a bit confused. I'm as confused as the party organizer at Nkandla. I mean, she was about to schlech these oxen, and she was about to schlech, and then somebody grabbed her arm. No, you can't, don't. Msholozi is not well. How about that? I wonder if they really organize catering and organize. I think when you do a party at Nkandla, I don't think you get professional caterers. I think every family around cooks their thing. So hopefully they were stopped before they killed their oxen or killed the sheep. Whoa. You know what? Look, that's what freezers are for. But you want it fresh. What am I worried? Look, it's not like I'm getting invited. But I like to give a bit of advice here and there. But none of my business. None of my business. Speaking of local elections, and I don't know if this is coincidence or not, I've mentioned my pothole, hey? We had this huge leak at the top of our road, massive. And in order to fix the leak, they dug a huge hole to fix the pipe. And then they just filled it up with a little bit of rubble. They never did a proper professional job. Almost 3 years ago, lo and behold, I've sent tweets, I've sent letters about 5 or 6 times in the last at least 2.75 years or 2.5 years. Well, lo and behold, I thought I was imagining. They've tarred it over. They've made it beautiful. Is it because of the local elections? Look at it. Yes, service delivery, eventually. Too little, too late. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy you fixed up my situation, but it took you almost 3 years. I don't know whether you did it because the local elections are now. I'm sorry. I'm not voting for you. You should have done it. You should have done it long time ago. Don't come with your fixing. Look, they did a nice job. It's nice and smooth. But it took you way too long. Should I give benefits of the doubt and just say it was going to be done anyway and it's got nothing to do with local elections? Yeah. You know what? We'll never know. We'll never know. Yes, I know. I don't know who to vote for. I don't know who to vote for. I don't know who to, I might, I just might. Should I just vote for Cope? Should I just vote for Cope? As bad and as disorganized and embarrassing as Cope is, maybe they're one of the few parties that there isn't like there seems to be a bit of sincerity, a bit of integrity, even though they are in disarray. I mean, you remember the whole thing. Shiloah. He was called Sam Shiloah, and then Shiloah. Oh my God, I'm embarrassed. I don't remember Shiloah's first name. Oh my God. Okay, anyway. And Mosiya Lakota, they had a big fight. They didn't know who. They both wanted to be in charge. So that was embarrassing. So that fell apart. But Cope seems to still be around. I might just vote for them. I met Mosiya Lakota once. He was interviewed. Gareth Cliff interviewed him on 5FM, and I quite liked him. But I think, if memory serves me correctly, he has said some strange things. But you know what? Who hasn't said strange things? You know what? We've got to forgive sometimes. So maybe I'll vote for Cope. I don't know who. I could vote to ANC, DA. I mean, the DA. It's been so well publicized. The townships around Cape Town, Khayelitsha, Gugulethu, sewage flowing down the road. I mean, are you going to win an election? Are you going to still win an election? With sewage flowing down, you're going to still win an election? I don't know, Kinchmanen. The Good Party. I got a feeling the Good Party, old Patricia de Lille's party, the Good Party. Maybe they'll get it. Maybe they'll get it. Somebody tweeted this morning how they love I got the job tweets. And I must say I kind of like them as well. But some of the I got the job tweets can be a little bit cringe. Because some of them are bad. Because some of them, the person who just employed you, if they just saw your tweet celebrating that you got this job, would they still, if they had to go into a time machine, would they still employ you again? Just be careful. I mean, it's like, okay, I maybe I'm exaggerating now, but somebody will put a tweet, haven't worked in 6 months, just came out of rehab a month ago, went for the job interview, didn't think it went so well, but I got the job. Like really, like embarrassing kind of stuff. I got the job. The one person, I saw somebody got called to say I got the job, right? Which is strange because nowadays, don't you get emails? Do you get phone to say you got? Doesn't matter. Got phone to say I got the job. Was so excited and so emotional. I said, "Can I get back to you because I wanted to scream." The person on the other side, the employer, misunderstood and thought the person was pushing a hard bargain. Phoned them back 5 or 10 minutes later and offered them an extra 5,000 rand. How about that? See, that could easily have backfired. Easily have backfired. What? Offered this person a job and now they say they're going to get back to, I'll give the job to somebody else. Listen, he wasn't the only candidate. She wasn't the only candidate. Somebody was also just as good. It was very close. I'll give the job to that person. Could have backfired. Don't think this person thought of it that way, hey? Didn't think. Yeah. Yes, I know Twitter. Twitter is not society. Twitter is not, it doesn't represent the whole of the population or society. It's just a small sliver. Not everyone's on Twitter, but still somebody will write something or say something and it's representative, not only of that person, but other people maybe feel the same way. So this young lady, she wrote this on Twitter yesterday. I swear having guests at the house is one of the most frustrating things about mourning. Mourning? My grandma just died and I'll have to serve people tea because of it. So straight off the bat, I'm thinking, a bit of a narcissist. Bit of a, she's just thinking about herself. Not much of a care about her grandmother dying. That's on the surface. But on the other hand, she could be devastated, very sad about her grandmother. And you're trying to mourn, you want to like think about your grandmother and reflect and pay respects. But instead of that, you're making people tea. There you go. I suppose it depends what culture you're in. In my culture, put up the urn, put up the hot pot, fill it up with hot water, tea bags are there, make your own damn tea. But in other cultures, it's serve the elders. There you go. It's all about culture. See, we've gone around. Now we're back to Heritage Day. All about heritage and culture. Yeah. So what's the next public holiday? Is it human? I think maybe it's Human Rights Day on December the 16th. I'm not sure. We'll see. It's a public. It's a public holiday. That's all that most of us care about. And pushed the wrong button.